Welcome to the Spirit and Soul Healing Podcast, where we speak about all things related to spirituality, soul level healing, intuitive guidance, frequencies, and much more. I'm Amy Sikarskie, licensed vocational nurse, past life hypnotherapist, master intuitive energy healer, and a clairvoyant physical channel. Today's episode is brought to you in part by Spirit School Online, where we offer courses in energy therapy, free guided meditations, courses and information around learning to connect in with your spirit guides, and much more. You can find me at amysikarskie.com and offerings at spiritschoolonline.com. Hi everyone, welcome to the Spirit and Soul Healing Podcast. I'm Amy Sikarskie and I'm here with Brittini, and today we're going to have a energetic therapy session that I'm sure will also include many messages and divine guidance. So you might already feel the energy, it's shifting here as we begin, and we have many spirit guides, archangels, ascended masters. And I'm hearing, like, most importantly is this unified frequency of peace and love. And so they're actually saying that, yes, they are here to support us and always a part of the experience for those who invite them in or are comfortable with their assistance. But that it's not that we have to give away our autonomy and power to any of these light beings. Like, we can invite in the vibration of source, of love, of our own soul frequency, and it shifts. Like, I can feel the peaceful frequencies coming in to stabilize the space around us. So thank you so much, Brittini, for being here and for volunteering to share your experience with our community.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really looking forward to it. So thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So I know that you have had energy sessions before, but if any questions come up or you have experiences that you think would be wonderful to share with those listening, feel free to, share at any time. As we're flowing in, I will begin by letting you know, as I'm tuning in, kind of just what we did now, these messages that came through. So any messages that come in, and then also who is here with you today. And then I will do a clairvoyant reading of your energy field. And this gives us all of the information and where to start for your energy session.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm excited.
I am too. So it's so nice and to feel the support. So you can just relax and let me go ahead and connect in here. Of course, we have Archangel Michael is just shining this bright light straight away. And then you have Raguel, Raphael, and Jeremiel. They are the ones that are stepping forward right now for what's occurring in your life at this now moment. But you have many other guides and angels working with you. Some work with you in your own personal life and with relationships, and others work with you as you support and hold space for your community and collective healing work that you're doing. So you have a full-on team that will be there for whatever scenario and situation, support and advice that you need. I'm also feeling the vibration of a grandmother energy. So this could be a grandmother that's crossed over, or it could be the vibration of soul family that you had that grandmother relationship with, like from other lifetimes. So it's a very beautiful, comforting, warm frequency, which is so important right now. I feel like for all of us, it's important to be able to feel that. And then also as an energy healer, when you have others around your space, they can feel the vibration of peace, and it's just a warm hug. So life can be a little up and down, lots of energy moving around, and our system will feel an overdrive at times, like our nervous system, and our energetic nervous system is a good way of also looking at it, can really feel like there's just so much input that we need peace and a still frequency to rest and relax in. And that's the message that I'm getting is this vibration that's coming through. So what you share with others, the gift that you have is to help them feel very peaceful and to just relax, like clear and let down their, you could say your guard, but it's more like to step away from the noise of life. So, I know that you do sound healing. So, share that with everyone here. I know a little bit about you, and that's coming in right now. That helps to neutralize excessive frequencies. And one of your guides is here, and they're like they're toxic frequencies. It's really helping to like neutralize, transmute energy through the frequency of sound. And you have the angels working with you, Sandalphon for sure, Raguel, Michael, Ariel, and Metatriel. So it's beautiful. How are you feeling today and with this information so far?
I I feel wonderful. I mean, I I resonate with everything you're saying because just you speaking and saying these things, it brings me a lot of peace. And that's exactly how I want to help others is to bring more peace and especially, with our world today, I feel like we need more of that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I love what you're saying because it really resonates with me. And there are times that I'm still working on that myself, and
Mm-hmm.
I have to kind of stop myself and um, center myself and meditate. And but that is one of my top values in life is to bring peace into my life and into the people around me.
Oh, wow. Thank you for
So
sharing that. Yeah, because I felt it so strong and they really wanted to highlight peace. They really
yeah,
wanted to highlight it.
and that's a word that keeps coming up for me. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Some more confirmation for
Make,
you.
yes. And as far as sound healing goes, like I've been doing that on my own. I haven't really introduced that to
Oh,
the outside. So that's really interesting.
yeah. Well, we've worked together once or twice before in the
Yeah.
session where I've like seen you working with groups. So I kind of got that vision again. And girl, you could have fooled me like I already, I already see you. I'm
Well,
like,
that's good.
yeah. So, yes, you carry whatever it is you would need within you to hold the space. And so your soul would just assist and you would flow like you would channel. You would be in that moment and you would be fully supported. So, whatever you need to do in the physical to get that all lined up when you feel the time is right, of course, know that you can easily, they show you just taking a step. You just walk right into it and there you are. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
That's beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So, I'm going to do a clairvoyant reading for you of what's going on in your energy field. And sometimes I'll see things that are like just so fun to talk about and magical and amazing. They give insights. And sometimes, actually, for when we have the intention of an energy session, mostly I'll see disruptions or misalignments. So we'll see what comes through. And it's all to give you information and it's all to be very supportive. And when we look at things that really are misaligned, we'll be working with those specific things today. And
Great.
so, yeah, yeah. Okay. So go ahead and relax. And I'm beginning to take a look here. I can see your energy relaxing. So that's so nice. You have a lot of pinks and blues, um, like a mint green and purple, kind of like a lavender and then a lilac. And they're more along the pastel colors, but very concentrated. So pretty. And it's all in your aura. Your heart chakra looks so bright. And again, it's like these like big puffy pink hearts that are there. And the little rainbows from the 80s. It's so beautiful. And they're showing you playing crystal bowls and with chimes. And in that space, I see you working with the elemental realm. So, if you were to do a sound bath in a building inside, it would be beneficial to bring in plants and crystals and place around, or you can be out in nature. It's like a blend because then if you're out in nature, you're also creating comfort because I see mats and pillows and, like the comfort of indoors, but outside. So, but the message is that actually, when you work with sound, I see a lot of elementals and they love sound. And what they bring is stability to the space. And those who resonate with their soul family, soul lineage being in the elemental realm will really start to feel an opening within themselves because they can feel the support around, which allows them the ability to just relax a bit deeper and open where some of their own past life or other dimensional aspects of self will come in. So I'm asking them, I'm like, well, that's great. She's getting a reading how to help others. Yay. But I'm like, what? Like, how about for Brittini, like for you? And they just tell me, they're like, well, you would be in alignment with that same frequency. So you also work with the elemental realm. And there's a part of me that gets this vibration of a very much more like ancient or remote, like removed from much of your reality right now. So an other time and space that has felt distant where you've done that, and now it's a reopening of that, a reintroduction and a reunion. They say that you've always loved nature, but your relationship will deepen even more the next 3, 6, 9, 12 months. It kind of, that's funny, kind of goes in
Wow.
segments of three. Yeah. So that's really important information for you today. And, here I am like, we're going to do a healing session, and we are, but it's like, I just have to share the reading portion that comes in.
Wow.
Yeah. So they say when you play your instruments outside, watch the plants or even in the house. They're just showing, watch the slight movement that the plants will begin to move to the frequency. So it's a physical feedback, like for you to see, oh, okay, I'm not making this up. They are resonating because you're going to also begin communicating with them clairsentiently through your heart space. And the way that you might say could be telepathic. It's a blend of like just a knowing, but also you can get words that will come telepathically. So it's a combination of claircognizance, telepathic, and clairsentience. And that's how they'll speak to you. So that's really exciting.
That is. So, when you say the elemental world, is that the plant world? Can you explain that a little bit more?
Yeah, it's all of nature, including
Okay.
gnomes and fairies and like the soul essence or the spirit of the land, which can be categorized in different trees, like the different species, of nature, particularly plants, not so much the animals right now, but um, fairies and gnomes and energy that I don't even have words for. So it's like beings or essence, soul essence that protects or lives in the realms that support the physicality of the plants here. And, so it's all like this interdimensional experience, and they're in a different frequency, and it is soul. It's not like a program or a thought consciousness. There is a soul. And so that's when we say, yeah, I have had other experiences in elemental realms where we go into that frequency. And in those moments, you may or may not have such a defined physical body. So sometimes in those realms, there we show ourselves, or we are little being like dots of light, little orbs of light of all different colors. So that's why, like, when we put a physicality to a fairy, they may or may not really have that physicality. And I'm hearing that's how we say, like, they can shapeshift through dimensions because they can, like an angel, and they're saying more advanced beings because it takes quite a bit to be able for them to manifest themselves into our dimension so that we can see them. So sometimes they will go alongside of like a dragonfly or a butterfly or a bird. You know, they love to fly, of course. Here we go. They even just showed me a ladybug. I'm like, oh, but it's crawling. They're like, Amy, ladybugs fly.
Oh, that's so funny.
So, yeah. So they can greet us like that. So they'll be working with, um, the insects that are in our life or the animals that are in our life so we can see, and they partner with them to maybe fly in front of you or land next to you. And so if you tune in, it's like, yes, you feel the vibration potentially of this little bug, but there's more energy around it. Like you can maybe feel that there's a assistance or community vibration and a love that's also coming over from another realm. So that's really cool. I don't even remember
Wow.
what you asked because all of it's channeling in.
Well,
So,
it's amazing because I have recently, maybe in the last year, have gotten like really have this addiction to buying plants. So it
hmm.
makes sense. So we have a lot of plants in our house.
I love that so much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
they want to be there. They want to speak with you, and you're feeling that. You're honoring, your intuition, or actually, it's just like what you're feeling. Like a really strong interest. And by honoring that and not holding back, that's going to even further enhance your clair gifts and your communication and all of your the health of your energetic field. So, oh my
Wow.
gosh.
That's beautiful. I love it. Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, you're so welcome. I love it too. So let's see what else is flowing around in your aura,
Okay.
girl. Today, for a little bit of work, we'll just kind of fine tune the flow of energy that goes between your chakras, how they communicate. Typically, you would want like a straight line, and I do see a little curvature. And when we have those curvatures, it's because it's trying to go around something we don't want to pay attention to. So, typically, a block or an emotion or something like that. And this curvature takes place right above your solar plexus chakra, so up a little bit. So it could be that your heart's like, I don't even want to go there. It's like, I don't even want to process this or think about it. So we'll see what that might be related to. They also are showing just a slight adjustment to your grounding where you feel lopsided, like one side of your body is higher than the other. It's a way of saying it. So maybe your ground on one side is a little bit looser than the other. So basically, we'll just adjust this frequency of your left leg, kind of like your connection to earth has detached a little bit on the left side. So I'll just gently guide it down, and it'll reconnect in very easily. So it's just a gentle reminder like, hey, you're supposed to be over here. See how much more supportive that is. So we'll work with that today as well. And then what else are they showing? You have a lot of light coming through you. So your chakras look really good and stable. I'm seeing a lot of light coming out the back of your heart chakra and the front of your throat chakra. And the front of your heart is processing quite a bit right now, this period of time. And you might even feel it going into your throat where it feels like a little flutter. I mean, you're doing a good job, but you're definitely aware of it and you're in process. So you're not ignoring it. And it can feel sometimes like really deep, not emotional and like our emotions are all over, but deep. Like you feel it with your emotional body and you are working through it or analyzing it at your heart space. You're feeling it. You're feeling the depths of it, which you should, because that's the best way to help integrate the wisdom from it, get clarity around any actions that you need to take or how you would respond. And also, there's a little heads up because when you're analyzing this, it feels like there's a sense of, well, what if it remains, or what if it means that there will be a release? Like, what if one of these choices or paths could be a closing of something? And so there's a little bit of sadness that you might feel in that. And your guides are saying you can feel the sadness, and then if it happens, it won't feel as intense. It's like kind of almost mourning something that's a potential. So just let yourself feel all the emotions. And oftentimes, when you do, it can completely switch the outcome. So if there was something in this situation that could use a little bit more clarity or light to heal it, like go in and dissolve it, by you feeling it and recognizing it and holding it in that space and actually feeling empathy for it or the sadness that comes up within you, that will transmute it, it will heal it. And then if it's still going to take place in physical, it will be softer, not as intense for you and the other person. So we do a lot of interdimensional and futuristic experiential healing and processing and feeling sometimes. And the difference to that versus the way of like thinking about it over and over with your mind is that your heart is bringing it to you. And when that happens, we're like, I don't even know why this is happening or where it's coming from, but there's a message in it. And it's not like you're trying to analyze with your brain and sit and think about scenarios. You're receiving information of the potential possibility and what's actually already floating around in the field. And so then you're digesting it or integrating it. Versus if someone would be like, oh, you worry all the time and why are you even thinking about it's not like that at all. You're not making up scenarios and then having to be like, well, if this, and this happens, then I'm going to have to do this, or that. It's not like that at all. This is an energetic signal to you about what's already occurring and the decisions that can be made for a potential beautiful outcome or the most appropriate outcome with the less intensity and jarring to you and your system and your life and everything. So, does that make sense? And have you felt these frequencies? Because they're pretty strong.
I have been. I feel like I'm processing a lot that I need to look into deeper and process and release. Um, I'm looking at it more as like information and wisdom instead of,
Mm-hmm.
um, going through this healing process the last, few years. I've really learned that emotions are information, and I'm trying to pay attention to it and not get, I guess, like over dramatic about it and just,
Yeah.
um, try to ground and look at it at a different level and know that so much that has gone on in my life has been a lesson in there for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as what you're seeing with that, is that as far as like decisions to make going forward in like career, or is that like with relationships?
It feels more relationships, energy involving others, like connections, like contracts, soul family kind of relationships.
Okay.
That's why it feels so intense. And like, I don't want to say heavy, but I feel a lot of energy coming in now to support you, like to clear it and heal it. It's like, it feels like a weighted blanket where it's very comforting and very strong. Like, I'm even trying to speak, it's so strong. I'm like,
Wow.
okay. But it's here for you. It's the depth of it. It's like feeling it. And the vibration is, it's all love. It's all peace. It's all comfort. And like you said, it's okay. There's a reason. Let's learn from it. And it's like, I feel to say, I promise to you. So that is coming through. I promise that this is going to help it so you can you can heal. I feel like there's going to be a closing, or there has been, and you're still working through that, like a closing of a relationship. And this is to let you know it's okay. Everybody goes their own way. And there's so much mixed into all of that that really not all of it's even a personal thing. So there's just so much behind within these other, whomever it is, one, two, or three, what's going on in their inner world that they're processing, that it's really not all like personally related to you specifically, let's say. There's so many aspects, and that's why your guides and angels are just giving you this comfort. It's a preparing, because I feel like you know a lot, but I think something else is going to come up because I keep seeing it coming from the future. So when that happens, and you've already, like, as they're sharing a message, if you've had memories or you're thinking about something that's already occurred, what's interesting is it can mean that it's very similar, and your guides will bring to you those memories so you can say, well, how did I work through that? And what did I learn from that? And Jeremy yells here, and that's what he helps with, is integrating wisdom through closure and transitions. So it'd be like, oh yeah, I need to go back. And you might say, wow, I'm feeling this vibration again. Maybe I don't have a name for it, but last time I felt it, this happened. So it's kind of a little heads up that that or something similar can happen again. So you can stabilize your system and be like, okay, I know how to be strong within myself, consistently just be in a place of peace, so that if something comes your way that is shocking, it can transmute in light outside of your aura so you don't have to feel it intensely, like it doesn't lodge in your body. And the reason we say that is because it's not your energy to have to deal with, in the way that it's not your karma, it's not your pain, it's not your guilt. So somebody is going to be going through a healing process of their own. But as energy therapists, I kind of call it like they're being dirty, or let's see, they're just being unconscious of it. It's like walking in and dumping all of your dirt, your trash, the mud that's on you in somebody else's living room, and walking away. And then they're like, I feel good now. And then you're like, yeah, I'm sure you do because you left all your stuff here. Like, clean it up. But they don't know. It's not like they meant to do it to harm. They just know that, oh, I can release all of my stuff and feel good. So this would be a way where it would transmute it so that it wouldn't come and lodge into you. So kind of clear it before it comes into your space, or not at all. You put a sign out your door, say, I'm unavailable today, kind of a thing. But yeah, so it's a heads up. And also, a supportive aspect of this is that so far I've seen your aura, your energy looking really good. So your energy is already strong, clean and clear, and you're able to process and support yourself. And so today it feels like is a lot of information that you will need, that you are integrating. And they're here. There's energetic shifts and stabilization and adjustments happening as we're speaking, because it's so strong. I can feel it. But I'll also go in and start realigning and tuning things up. And before we get there, how is this resonating? Is it bringing comfort, or now do you have like a lot more questions? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling really good because I don't have anything in my life as far as ending any relationships at this moment in time. I feel like I'm processing a lot of different things. So I can relate to that. But the fact that you're saying these things, I feel like when it does happen, that I'm supported and that everything is in alignment. And that I really do feel like I'm really trying to work on my aura. And I know that in the past, I've tended to let people in too much in that way, as far as energetically. And I feel like I'm a lot stronger than I used to be with that.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us. What I've experienced in my past is that sometimes it might be something that happens next week, or it could be like 3 months out. And I love how you're already integrating the wisdom behind it. Because as a sensitive person, sometimes when things happen, we could feel like, oh my gosh, not only did it maybe surprise us, but then we can start questioning ourselves, because those like yourself, who have like strong integrity and morals and ethics, can we really like check in on ourselves, and then you could be like, wow, is this, like, why did this happen, and so this can prevent you from going down a whole diversion, this whole other path, where you take time away from your purpose and what your projects are and your energy to give to something that really didn't need all that extra attention. um, So I'm really happy that we just left this open to whatever needed to come through today. And let's go ahead and do some of the energy work. So you can get comfortable, whatever feels good to you.
Okay.
And we'll move a little bit further on in some more of this energy. I'm going to be realigning that pathway that goes up from your root chakra to your crown. And already I can see that the whatever was there that had pushed your pathway out a little and created a little curvature in it is dissolving. So it's softening. So,
Great. Could that be from just the information that you gave me and just, you know, maybe opening that up more?
yeah, talking about it because your whole system was already like analyzing and processing and aware. There was a lot of stuff already happening in your quantum field out in your energy body. So as we bring it to your conscious awareness, then it kind of like, oh, okay, click, 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 process, heal, release, or stabilize. So, yeah, it starts to work. And that's one of the beautiful things about having an intuitive reading where you're just open to whatever needs to come through, especially when we look at it from the angle of viewing what's going on in the energy body, because what's happening in the energy body is the most present experience. It's like what's really happening right now. And if somebody comes in with a question and they ask the question, it can then amplify in the aura. But when we look straight at the aura to start, we can already see what's happening, like behind the scenes, let's say, or into the future without, because it's probably something maybe you didn't even think to ask about. So then it helps to create the space, or it provides a place for this healing to happen. And for you, I'm really getting that it's a healing that could have been very intense in the future. So it's like helping you prevent anything that you don't need to really go through because it felt like it really was their karma or their emotions. And so then you don't have to take it in and take that on for yourself. But yes, it's already starting. And um, then you also had the part of it that was like what you said you've already been going through for the past couple of years. I'm also getting that some of the messages that came through also applied to that. And so that's actually what helped that shift to answer your question
Okay.
specifically. But yes, they're like telling us about the future, the past, the present. So yeah, it helped with all of it actually.
Oh, great.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, love. So go ahead and relax, and we're
Okay.
letting some light flow in. And so you might actually feel warmth throughout your whole body. That is something I'm getting, that we're charging you up in your physical body more so than the aura right now. And as the energy comes closer to your physical body, the heat can come with it, and that's what you feel. So we're charging up all of your chakras right now. I also see your system. It's really interesting. I had to ask, what's happening? All this energy was coming out of your heart, and then I saw this connection to your sacral chakra from your heart, and like it was creating a knot or a closure, clamping down here, here, and here. And typically I see things opening up. So I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. And I mean, I can't stop it. I'm like, what's happening? But what they're sharing is that was an old, outdated connection. And it actually was sitting in front of you, like in front of your vertical power current, which typically everything goes through the vertical power current. So, because of that misalignment or disruption, or who knows why, it could have been a number of things actually, but this connection was really thin, created, and your heart said time to close it down because a more healthy connection is being reestablished. So that's really cool.
Wow, that is cool.
Yeah. And this is like the infinite knowledge, wisdom, right, of your being, your body physically, your energy physically, or your energy to the physical body. So, all of your intelligence is like doing all of this. It's so fascinating how just active we can be and not even realize it. Like how intelligent our whole beingness is, body, mind, spirit, and soul. And it supports us and we'll make adjustments. We're really, versatile. We can really adjust. So, to this, they're saying you'll have a bit more clarity. And what they're showing me is that this is interesting, but they're showing me that that cord or that channel that was connecting your heart to your sacral was out of tune. Like they're showing me the strings on a harp, and if you pluck the string and you would hear it, it wasn't in the right tune. No, I'm not a musician. I don't know. It doesn't sound good. It doesn't resonate. It's not in the right resonance. There we go. So everything else is now resonating. And so it's in more of an alignment, that frequency. And what happened, what led me to that is they showed me that your mind's eye, like up in your mind, your brain, right around here, when something would hit you in your sacral, it kind of triggered a response. And I saw it sound like an off pitch note, like a zing, like ding up here. And it would get your awareness and it would work in that you would be drawn to look into it or, oh, something happened here. Um, and it could be as simple as you're having a conversation with a family member and they say something and then you're like, oh, okay, let me think about that. As simple as like that kind of interaction. But there's a much more in aligned kind of a way, in an aligned frequency type of communication that your body can begin to have with itself. Because while it got your attention like it should, it kind of didn't feel good because it was out of resonance. So by closing that cord down, now you're going to feel more present and things will flow quite a bit easier because they've opened up the correct channel for that communication. So a lot of what's
Wow.
coming through, yeah, it's about a lot of your own inner workings and how your system is working to create or stabilize, maintain your health in how you interact with others and experiences. So,
And that is what the sacral chakra is all about, correct? Is that like relationships with others? Is that
yeah,
what it is?
it's about the intimate relationships. So, this would be people in your inner circle, close friends, close family. It can be colleagues if you let them into that level, but it's typically your inner circle, and then also it's within yourself, your relationship to yourself.
Okay.
So, yeah, exactly.
Wow. Wow.
hmm Yeah, so it's all like flowing quite a bit. Yeah, it looks really pretty actually. And the colors are really stabilizing. And it's like this electric blue that's on the outside sheath of this new column. It's a tiny little connection cable, I guess. It looks like Ethernet, or fiber optics is really what it looks like. Fiber optics. So the blue signifies to me, whenever I see blue, I always feel of like the mind working and thoughts. So it's kind of that electric, starry kind of blue, electrical blue. There you go. So that's what it looks like on the outside. And then on the inside, it's glowing a bright white and it's now this new pathway. And I feel like that pathway was there before, but it's realigning your system to work in that pathway rather than that other one that had been created for whatever they said for protection. You created the other one. They're saying you didn't want to feel it as
Oh,
deep.
wow.
That makes sense because it was out in front of you a little bit.
So
So,
does that
okay.
mean I'm going to feel More? Okay.
Congratulations. No. Yeah. So hopefully you're ready.
I, I'm ready.
Okay. Because I'm like, yeah, you just got the prize. Like, I don't know if you wanted it, but
Now it's a little
yes.
push forward. That's all good.
Yeah, yeah. And it might be significant, but I don't think it'll be intense. I think you'll notice it, but it won't be anything unmanageable. So, it'll be good. And by
Perfect.
the way, girl, I watched it happen like you did that. I'm just reporting. It was your decision. I saw you shut it down.
I'll remember that.
Okay. Yeah. So it looks so good. And they're just showing me like charging up your chakras. So your sacral chakra, they'll be charged up to like a 90% today, and your solar plexus an 80%. So it gives you just a little bit more room. You don't have to do anything, but over the next few days, over the weekend, as everything's flowing and you are processing quite a bit, they're showing me heart, mind, and throat. And as that's all integrating, you're going to find also that your confidence and self assurity builds, and you get to the 100% at the root, sacral, and solar plexus. So, all of your three lower chakras that are for stabilization. So, you're well on your way. I'm super excited for you. Um, Two questions. How do you feel? Is anything like you want me to look anything else or yeah?
No, I feel really good. It's really interesting when you said that my root was kind of off balance.
Mhm.
I immediately thought in my head, oh, it's my left side.
Yeah.
And I felt it. So it was, it's funny how that works, how you said it, and immediately it came to my mind.
Yeah. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. And
No,
I
but
don't
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, you go then I'll go.
No, I feel really good. I feel really good. I just feel I just love doing these energy sessions because it just feels like almost like it's divinely timed. And I feel like everything you said is everything I needed to hear that I didn't know about. Does
Mm.
that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it just feels like everything kind of like connected for me.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for sharing. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for sharing that. And yes, as you were talking about the balancing, I was like, "Oh gosh, did we work on that?" And they're like, "Yeah." And they showed me. So, um, remember when all the energy was coming in? That's what was part of what was happening. And so what they showed me was this, like a red ruby gem, etheric gem, kind of. You could think of it like that, going into your root chakra to help charge it up, bring more energy there. And then they push some energy down your left leg to help stretch that connection back down through your ankle and foot so you can make a stronger connection to earth. So yeah, you're looking good, and that's something else that will continue to stabilize. I mean, it's already happening actually, but what you'll notice is you might now feel off centered or lopsided because you were so used to the other way of it.
That's true.
So over 3 days, you'll start to feel like, oh no, that's actually how I'm supposed to be, like that.
Feeling like I'm leaning to the left side.
Yeah, exactly. But it'll balance out. And then the second thing I wanted to ask you was, well, it was both like how do you feel, and then if you had any other questions for your guides.
Do I have any other questions? Um, I guess as far as like my health goes, do they see anything with that?
The first thing I saw when you were starting to ask is the color yellow, bananas and pineapples. So I don't know if have you been craving to bring either of those in or tropical fruits?
Yeah,
That's what
I
I'm
have.
seeing.
I
Okay.
have been. Yeah, both of those.
Well, there you go. That would be supportive. So, yeah,
Okay, and that's more towards my solar plexus, correct?
it is. And you are building up your solar plexus. Yes. So, energetically, solar plexus. And also, I feel like there's some phytonutrients. Is it phytonutrients? Yeah, like there's some nutrients in there that would be really supportive for your physical body right now. And I'm seeing like the potassium, I'm seeing electrolytes. So as you're getting your charge, your electromagnetic, we're every kind of energy that we can think of. So as you're working with supporting your physical body, those two fruits are going to help you physically as well as your solar plexus chakra. So it's like a win-win all around.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I love it. I
Yes.
love it. It's so fascinating. The human body has always fascinated me because it's so complex, and I feel like, we're so prone to heal ourselves, and that's what I've always wanted to do, is empower people to feel that about themselves and know that they have these abilities.
Mhm.
But one thing that came to my mind when you were talking, is how amazing and complex our energetic body is as well, and that we're able to heal that part of ourselves in the same way. It's
Right.
just, everything is so connected, and just because we can't really, a lot of us can't see it happening, um, just having that faith and that trust that it's there and that you're able to do it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I think that's amazing.
Oh my gosh, me too. Thank you so much for sharing that and your experience with everybody, with our listeners. So thank you so much. And I just want to, what came to me is absolutely what you were saying about, maybe you can't see it, but you were working, girl. I saw, I was seeing your energy adjusting, and I'm like, oh, I wasn't expecting that, or so you were teaching me. So look how intelligent and smart, like just so in aligned. You are. We all are. So whether we know it or not in the specifics, or could really speak to what exactly just happened, there's a lot going on behind the scenes, and that's another aspect about following your intuition. And here you're like, I'm already feeling I need these two fruits. So perfect, girl. I
Right.
love it. Yeah, I love it so much.
And thank you to you, and thank you for everything, and in this session, and the guides and the angels and everyone involved.
Oh, you're so welcome. Yes, you have an amazing team. So much gratitude. They're like, you're welcome. They're like bowing. They're being cute. They're like, you're welcome. I say thank you to them, and they heard your message as well. So, thank you so much, everybody, for enjoying this experience with us today. We hope that you all had an opportunity to feel some of the light codes, the peace, and the blessings that were flowing through for all of us, and that there will be some wisdom to take away with it, with you today as well. So thank you so much. We'll see you all on the next episode.